Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy signed their wills in 2005, and any potential challenge to the contents of their wills may be hard to dispute, a legal expert explains. David Esquibias, a legal expert who is not affiliated with this matter, tells people the fact that Gene and Betsy, who were both found dead in their home on February 26, signed their wills 20 years ago could make a contest to the will more unlikely. In this situation, Gene Hackman and his wife did not sign their will and trust in 2025 or 2024, he says. But, had that been the case, I think there was more likelihood that there's going to be a contest. But if you look at the dates of the will, they're 2005. Just 1 year after Hackman made his final movie, Welcome to Mooseport, the actor was younger and more virile, and presumably had his faculties, he adds. Contesting a 20-year-old document is exponentially harder than contesting a deathbed-signed document. Gene, who died at 95, and Betsy, who died at 65, named each other as the personal representatives of each other's estates when they signed their wills in June 2005. Betsy was also named the successor trustee of the Gene Hackman Living Trust, but given Gene and Betsy's deaths, Esquibias says it is impossible to say who the beneficiaries of Gene's trust are because that information has not been made public. In this case, we don't see who the beneficiaries are of the Gene Hackman Trust because the Gene Hackman Trust hasn't been either publicly released or it's not part of the probate proceeding. Typically, though, the probate proceeding, at least in California, the trust is usually included. Whether information regarding Gene's trust will be made public remains unclear, but without that information, it's impossible to know whether Gene's 3 adult children, Christopher, 65, Elizabeth, 62, and Leslie, 58, whom he had with first wife Faye Maltese, are included, Esquibias says. TMZ reported March 14th that Christopher appeared to have hired trust and estate attorney Andrew M. Katzenstein. Esquibias says that hiring is probably just routine, just, hey, let's get some legal representation for some general advice. Katzenstein did not respond to people's request for comment. I don't think in this case it probably means it too much, he says. Julia L. Peters, chief counsel at Avalon Trust Cumberer, a Santa Fe investment firm, has been appointed as the personal representative of both Gene and Betsy's estate moving forward. The remainder of Betsy's estate is to go to her personal representative to hold in a charitable trust to achieve purposes beneficial to the community, consistent with the charitable preferences and interests expressed or indicated by my spouse and me during our lifetimes, as Betsy wrote in her individual will. Additionally, Betsy's will states she may have made a statement or list separately from her will that indicates whom she would give her personal property to. Authorities revealed March 7th that their investigation found Betsy died from hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, which is caused by hantavirus 1 full week before Gene, and that he was most likely alone in their home with his dead wife for days. Hackman died from a combination of severe heart disease, high blood pressure, and advanced Alzheimer's disease, authorities said.